He was the pride of his family, the Solomon of his age. But one night, Samson lost more than his discipline.
Like and subscribe to our channel. Someone needs to hear this.
The wooden chair scraped loudly against the tiled floor as Samson stood up abruptly, his chest rising and falling like he had just run a marathon. "I can't do this." His voice was barely above a whisper, but it trembled. All around him, people sat quietly, heads bowed, eyes closed. The church was dimly lit, the only sound coming from the pastor's voice echoing through the speakers. "There are people here tonight," the pastor said slowly. "You look righteous on the outside, but inside, you are drowning in something no one else can see." Samson froze, his fingers curled into fists. "You smile with your friends. You answer I'm fine when your parents call. But deep down, you are not who you used to be." A drop of sweat slid down Samson's temple. "Stop," he muttered under his breath. "Please, stop." But the voice continued. "You didn't fall in one day. No, it started small. Conversation. A moment. A compromise." Samson shook his head violently, as if trying to push the words away. No, that's not me." But it was, and he knew it. Slowly, his knees gave way, and he sank back into the chair, burying his face in his hands. Because for the first time in a long time, Samson was no longer running. For years earlier, Samson! The classroom erupted in laughter as a boy at the back shouted dramatically, "Our own Solomon has spoken." Samson sighed, rubbing his forehead as his classmates clapped and laughed. "Please, it's not that deep," he said, shaking his head. But his teacher smiled knowingly. "It is that deep, Samson," she said, leaning against the desk. "The way you broke down that question, even I didn't think of it that way." Another student leaned forward. "Guy, how do you always know these things?" Samson shrugged. "I just think about it differently, I guess." But deep down, he knew it wasn't just that. From a young age, Samson had always been different. Not just intelligent, not just smart, but wise. The kind of wisdom that made adults pause. The kind that made teachers proud. The kind that made people give him a name he never asked for. Solomon. At home, it was no different. "Samson, come here," his father called from the living room. He walked in to see both his parents seated, his mother smiling warmly. "We were just talking about you," she said. Samson smirked. "Good things, I hope," his father chuckled. "Always good things. Your results came in today." Samson already knew what was coming, but still he asked. "And straight A's," his father said proudly. "Again." His mother clapped softly. "We are so proud of you." Then his father added in a tone that carried weight. "You are not just intelligent, Samson. You have wisdom. That is rare." His mother nodded. "You are our Solomon." Something about the way she said it made Samson sit a little straighter. Not pride. Responsibility. Sundays were sacred in their home. Church wasn't optional, it was life. Samson didn't just attend. He listened. He understood. While others checked the time, Samson absorbed every word like it was meant for him. "You see," he once told a group of his friends after service, "wisdom is not just knowing the right thing. It's understanding why it's right." They stared at him. "Guy, you today talk deep," one of them said. Samson laughed. But even then, he didn't know how much those words would come back to haunt him. The day he got admission into the university was one his family would never forget. "Engineering!" his mother exclaimed, nearly dropping her phone. "Ah, Samson!" His father shook his hand firmly. "I knew it. I knew you would make it." That night they prayed together. Not just prayers of thanksgiving, but of expectation. "Lord," his father said, his voice steady, "as Samson goes into this new phase of his life, keep him, guide him, let him not lose his way." Samson closed his eyes. "Amen," he whispered. University life was different. Freedom had a taste, and it was intoxicating. No parents watching. No one asking where you were going. No one checking what time you returned. For the first time, Samson was completely on his own. First, he handled it well. Very well. He found a fellowship, made friends who shared his beliefs. They prayed together, studied together, encouraged each other. "This is good," Samson said one evening as they walked back from a meeting. His friend David nodded. "Very good. If you surround yourself with the right people, you'll be fine here." Samson smiled. "I plan to do more than fine." And for a while, he did, until the day he met her. It wasn't dramatic. No Sander. No music. Just a simple moment. "Sorry. Is this seat taken?" Samson looked up from his book to see her standing there. Calm. Composed. Her voice soft but confident. He blinked. No, it's not." "Thank you," she said, sitting down. For a few minutes, there was silence. Then she spoke again. "You're Samson, right?" He looked up, surprised. "Yeah. How do you know?" She smiled slightly. "I've heard about you." Samson raised an eyebrow. "Heard what?" "That you're different." He chuckled. "Different how?" She tilted her head. "Smart, wise, quiet. People say you think like an old man." Samson laughed. "I don't know if that's a compliment." "It is," she said. "At least, I think it is." He studied her for a moment. "And you are." She extended her hand slightly. "Ella." He shook it. "Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too, Solomon." Samson paused, then sighed. "Please don't call me that." She smiled. "Okay, Samson." That was how it started. Simple, harmless, or so it seemed. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into something more. What began as occasional conversations became regular study sessions. "Wait," Ella said one evening, flipping through her notebook. "Explain this part again." Samson leaned closer. "Okay. Look, the mistake you're making is here." Their shoulders brushed. Neither of them moved. Neither of them spoke about it. "Do you ever get tired?" she asked one night. "Tired of what?" "Being you." Samson frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" She looked at him carefully. "Always having to be the good one, the wise one, the one everyone expects to be perfect." He hesitated. No one had ever said that to him before. "I'm not perfect," he said quietly. "I know," she replied, "but everyone else doesn't." There was something in her voice, something understanding. For the first time, Samson felt seen. And that was where the shift began. Not with sin, not with desire, but with comfort. "You can tell me anything," Ella said one evening as they sat under a quiet tree. Samson stared ahead. "Anything? Anything?" He exhaled slowly. "Sometimes, I feel like I'm carrying something I didn't choose." She turned to him. "The expectations?" He nodded. "They call me Solomon like it's a blessing, but sometimes it feels like a weight." Ella didn't interrupt, didn't judge. She just listened. And in that moment, Samson let his guard down. What he didn't realize was that something had already begun to change.
Like and subscribe to our channel. Someone needs to hear this.
"Samson, can I ask you something?" They were sitting side by side in an empty lecture hall, books spread open but long forgotten. Samson glanced at her. "You've already asked me like 5 questions today." Ella smiled faintly. "This one is different." He closed his notebook. "Okay, go on." She hesitated. Then finally, "Have you ever felt like you're 2 different people?" Samson frowned. "Explain." She looked down at her fingers. "Like, there's the version of you everyone sees, and then there's the version of you that you don't show anyone." Silence. For a moment, Samson didn't answer, because that question, it hit somewhere deeper than he expected. "I think," he said slowly, choosing his words carefully, "everyone has parts of themselves they don't show." Ella nodded. "But yours is different." He raised an eyebrow. "Different how?" She turned to face him fully now. "Because people believe in you." Her voice was soft, but her words carried weight. "They look at you like you have everything figured out, like you can't make mistakes." Samson let out a dry laugh. "If only they knew." Ella studied his face. "Then why don't you let them see the real you?" He didn't answer immediately, because the truth was, he didn't even know what the real him looked like anymore. That conversation stayed with him long after they left the lecture hall. long after they said goodbye. Even as he lay on his bed that night, staring at the ceiling. Two different people. He whispered it to himself. And for the first time, he wasn't sure which one he truly was. The next few weeks changed everything. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, dangerously. "Come on, you've been reading for hours," Ella said, pulling his book down gently. "Take a break." Samson resisted at first. "I have a test tomorrow, and you're going to pass," she replied calmly. "You always do." He exhaled. 5 minutes, he said. Ella grinned. 5 minutes. 5 minutes turned into 30. 30 minutes turned into laughter. Laughter turned into stories. Stories turned into something deeper. "You know," Ella said one evening, lying back on the grass, staring at the sky, "you're not as serious as people think." Samson lay beside her, hands behind his head. "I'm not trying to be serious." "Then why do you act like you are?" He turned his head to look at her. "Because that's what people expect." She shook her head slightly. "That's not fair." "Life isn't fair," he replied. She sat up, looking down at him now. "No, but you don't have to be trapped by it." There was something in the way she said it. Something freeing. Something dangerous. Their time together increased. More study sessions. More conversations. More moments. Until it became normal. Too normal. "Samson, you're not coming for fellowship today?" David asked, adjusting his bag. Samson hesitated. I have something to finish." David frowned. "You've been saying that a lot lately. I just need to focus on school right now." David looked at him for a moment longer than usual. "All right, just don't disappear on us." Samson forced a smile. "I won't." But deep down, he already was. "Why didn't you go?" Ella asked later that evening. They were seated closer than usual. Too close. "I told you I had work to do." She raised an eyebrow. "Or you chose to stay." Samson looked at her. "And if I did?" A small smile played on her lips. "Then I'm glad you did." Something shifted in the air. Unspoken, but very real. It started with little things. Small compromises that didn't feel like compromises at all. "Just stay a bit longer," she said one night. "It's already late," Samson replied, glancing at his phone. "Just a little," she insisted softly. He hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, a little." A little became an hour. An hour became routine. Routine became dependence. "Why do I feel like I only see you when I come looking for you?" David said one afternoon. Samson shrugged. "I've just been busy." "With her?" David asked directly. Samson stiffened. "She's my friend." David nodded slowly. "I know. Just be careful." "Careful of what?" David held his gaze. "You don't always see things when you're inside them." Samson scoffed lightly. "I'm not a child, David." "I didn't say you were," David replied calmly. "I'm just saying, even wise people fall." That word again. Wise. Samson felt a flicker of irritation. "I'll be fine," he said shortly. David didn't argue, but his silence said enough. That night, Samson found himself thinking about that conversation. Even wise people fall. He shook his head. "That's not me." But something inside him was no longer as certain. "Why do you always pull away?" Samson blinked. "What?" Ella was looking at him now, her expression unreadable. "Every time we get close, you create distance." "I don't." "You do," she cut in softly. "And I don't understand why." He looked away. "It's just how I am." She shook her head. "No. It's fear." "Fear of what?" "Of losing control." Her words hit him harder than he expected, because she was right, and he hated that she could see that. "I'm not afraid," he said quietly. Ella leaned closer. "Then stop acting like you are." His heartbeat quickened. "Ella." "Relax," she whispered. "It's just me. Just me." Those two words broke something in him. Their shoulders touched. This time, neither of them pretended not to notice. Days later, it happened again, and again. Each time, the line moved, slightly, subtly, until the line was no longer clear. "Samson, look at me." He did, and for a moment, Everything else faded. The expectations, the title, Solomon, none of it mattered. Just this moment, just her. "We're not doing anything wrong," she said softly. The words lingered in the air. Dangerous, convincing. "We're just close." Samson swallowed. His mind was racing. His heart was louder. And his convictions, quieter than they had ever been. He knew something wasn't right. But he didn't stop. Because it didn't feel wrong. Not in the moment. And that was the problem. "Say something," Ella whispered. Samson exhaled slowly. But the words didn't come. Because deep down, he was already crossing lines he once swore he never would. And the scariest part? He was starting to justify it. "It's not that serious. We're both Christians. We're not like other people." Lies. Soft, subtle, convincing lies. That night, as Samson walked back to his hostel, something felt off. Not obvious, not loud, just a quiet discomfort sitting in his chest. He stopped for a moment, closed his eyes, took a deep breath. "God!" The word barely left his lips, because for the first time in a long time, he didn't know what to say next. And instead of trying, he walked away. What Samson didn't realize was that the distance had already begun. Not just from people, not just from truth, but from himself. And soon, that distance would cost him more than he ever imagined. Samson didn't realize it yet, but something had already begun to change. What felt harmless, what felt comfortable, was slowly pulling him somewhere he never planned to go. And the truth is, the next few decisions he would make would cost him more than he ever imagined. This is only the beginning. Part 2 is coming, and that's where everything changes.
Like and subscribe to our channel. Someone needs to hear this.